Hey, what's up, my fellow performing artists? Now, whether you're grinding through the open mics or auditioning for roles or rehearsing your monologues in front of the mirror, you already know that it takes more than talent to survive as a performing artist. It takes money. And more importantly, it takes flexibility. So today I've got 5 of the best jobs or side hustles for performing artists. And I mean jobs that actually support your creative hustle without crushing your soul. Let's get into it. Number 1, management positions. I know, I get it. You're already thinking, but I'm a performer. I'm not a manager. I'm not a supervisor. Just hold on, all right? This one is a hidden gem. Now we're talking things like retail manager, district manager, shift lead, team supervisor, not corporate cubicle stuff. These are roles that give you something really valuable: flexibility. Now, a lot of the time, you can work remotely or without somebody constantly looking over your shoulder. You might even get to set your own schedule. And when it comes to travel for a show or a gig, you don't have to beg anybody for the time off. You plan your own coverage because you're the boss. Now, plus, let's not forget, the pay is better. You probably work less hours or as many hours as you need to get the job done. Now, we're talking just a higher income, which means you can actually afford rent. You can pay the internet bill. You can pay for headshots, voice lessons, plane tickets. It's a smart move if you're trying to survive those early performance career years. Now, here's just a side piece of advice. If you've got a great paying job, keep it. Stay at it. Make as much money as you can. Let that job complement your performing art. Don't quit. Don't quit to chase a dream. Stay in it until you don't need it anymore and you can follow the dream because you're making some type of significant money in it. All right, let's go to the next one. Rideshare, food delivery. Yes, I'm talking about Uber and Lyft, DoorDash, Grubhub. You already know the deal. You work when you want, you stop when you want. You are technically your own boss. You got an audition at 2 p.m.? No problem. How about a night gig? Just log off early. This job is perfect for performers with wild, inconsistent schedules. But, and this is a huge but, you've really got to manage your money. This is not a career you can rely on long term unless you're putting in a lot of hours. And even then, it's hard to build any kind of savings. So think of rideshare or food delivery as your buffer job. Good for filling gaps, great for short-term cash, but probably not one of your primary sources of income. Number 3, freelance work. This one is for the multi-talented folks, and you probably all do your own graphic design or web design, or just you do things on the side. Now, if you've got a side skill like that, writing, video editing, virtual assisting, social media management, you can freelance that skill online. It sounds like a dream, right? Work from anywhere, no boss, name your price. Yeah, but again, here's a big but, and this is a big one. Freelancing is a crapshoot. Now, you've got to consistently hustle for clients. You're chasing invoices. You're marketing yourself 24/7. And if you take your foot off the gas, guess what happens to your work? It disappears. You're back to square one. So freelancing can be amazing, but only if you're pairing it with something else that's more consistent. Eventually, sure, you might make it your full-time gig, but in the meantime, it's best as a strong supplement. Now, I'm a freelancer. I freelance video editing, social media management, and so many different things, but the income does not come in as often as I'd like it to. So I really have to depend on my gigs, and one of the jobs that I'm going to talk about here in just a moment. But let's go to let's go into it now. Substitute teaching. I am a substitute teacher. That's what I use to complement my stand-up comedy career. Now, this is a highly underrated position. If you've got a bachelor's degree or even just an associate's degree in some cases, you're eligible to become a substitute teacher in most states. All you usually need is a few credits, sometimes usually a background check, and maybe short training courses. But what makes this job great? The hours are regular. The pay is better than you'd expect. And here's the best part. You choose when you work. You're not stuck in a full-time teaching contract. If you've got a show coming up, just don't take assignments that week. You need income? Accept a few assignments for those days. And let's be real. If you're good with kids or teens, subbing can actually be fun. You can bring your energy, your improv skills, your creativity to the room. And guess what? You're out the door by 3 p.m. You can't beat that. And here's number 5. Now hear me out on this one. This is a really underrated industry, but it's out there and there are plenty of jobs available. Security guard work. Now, before you picture yourself chasing shoplifters and just doing crazy Chips, Punch, and John kind of stuff, no, just hold on. We're talking low-key gigs here, like monitoring office buildings, museums, or being event staff, patrolling a property. A lot of these jobs are chill, especially if you're on a night shift. And guess what? That means you can read scripts, you can run lines, you can practice your stand-up, or you can write while on duty. Yeah, you really can, so long as you don't ignore your job. Now, you may need to get a guard card or basic training, which is usually no more than maybe $80, $100. But once that's done, it's a steady, flexible job. And in most cases, you're working alone. No boss breathing down your neck, just peace, quiet, and a paycheck. All right, let's do a quick recap. Management jobs, more money, more freedom, great for long-term flexibility. Rideshare and delivery jobs, perfect short-term cash and total freedom, but not built to sustain a high quality of life long-term. Freelancing, high risk, high reward. Awesome if you pair it with something else. This is my favorite, substitute teaching. Better pay than you think, you choose your own days, and you have weekends and summers off. Security work, it's always going to be there. Chill shifts, decent pay, and you have time to rehearse on the job. So remember, being a performer doesn't mean you have to struggle. These jobs can keep you afloat, support your art, and give you freedom to keep chasing your dreams. Now, if you like this video, do me a favor and smash that like button and hit that notification bell and subscribe, because I'll be coming up with some more things for performing artists. And if you enjoy this and you watch this, share it, and then we'll see you next week. Now, let me just give you a side note here. If you've got a professional job that you went to school for, maybe you're a nurse, maybe you're a doctor, maybe you're a dentist, maybe you're just, you really invested some time and money into your career. Don't quit that job. Don't leave that job in hopes of chasing a dream. These performing arts are exactly that. They're dreams. They're dreams that we can continue to chase, but you've got to be smart about it. You can't just quit and say, I'm just going to quit and pursue this full time. It's not going to work out for you. You won't be able to afford flights, hotels, gas. There are sometimes that you have to pay your way to get to a gig. It just, sometimes a booker may not pay you and you have to chase your money. Don't quit your job until, you know what? One of these days, I'll make a video for you explaining when it is you should consider, or you might want to consider, leaving your full-time job to pursue your lifelong dream of being a performing artist on a full-time basis. And that is, I'll save that for another video. But in the meantime, go out there, perform, learn everything you can, practice, rehearse, keep going out for those roles, keep auditioning, just keep doing that. Because the more you do it, the more involved you are in your career, the better it becomes for you. And then the more work you get, the less you need to depend on your full-time job. That's all. This is video number 1. in this series of, I don't know yet. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet.